Hey, Dave from Smoker BBQ here, and on today's episode we're going to be restoring and showing a bit of love to our trusty old bullet smoker. Now, I've had this smoker for a number of years and it's just a cheap smoker, but we've done some fantastic cooks on it and I'd like to do some more. So you can see here it's showing some signs of being a little bit neglected, sitting in the corner of the smokehouse, no cover on it, that doesn't help. The biggest issue we've got with this is I live in a warm environment, which means rust, but also mold. Now the grates have gone a bit moldy and it's the mold you can't see that's the big concern. So we're gonna degrease and strip down the internals, and then while we're at it, we'll give the outside a degrease and a clean, and we'll get this back to looking like new. And then this is something you can try on your own smokers at home. So stick around, enjoy the episode. Okay, so to begin with, we've got a couple of bottles of spray degreaser here that we just picked up from our local barbecue store. We've also got a couple of wire brushes and a non-scratching scourer and sponge. Now to get started, we're just adding some soapy dishwashing liquid into a tub of water. And we're also boiling the kettle to make that water nice and warm. Now start off by giving all the grates a nice, decent spray. Cover them nice and thick. And don't forget to flip them over and do the other side. Okay, so once you've done both sides, you're going to let that sit there for a couple of minutes just to let the degreaser soak in and do its work. And we're hitting the water pan as well. As you can see, that's pretty greasy, looking pretty ordinary. And we'll let that sit for a couple of minutes as well. Now while we let the grates soak for a few minutes, we're going to hit the inside of the smoker barrel with a bit of degreaser as well. Now once you let the barrel sit for a few minutes, just grab the non-scratching scourer and just give that a really good rub all over, concentrating on those thicker areas. It's time to do the lid. So just concentrating in around the vent here, give that a really good spray and then give the lid a good once over. Okay, now we're going to flip the lid over and do the inside. Just focus in around that temperature gauge and around the vent as well. Now you can see by the colour of the water here how easy it is to just remove all that grease buildup. Okay, now that we've done the body of the smoker, it's time to concentrate on the grates. Now to make your job easier, use the metal scourer on this one. Really get in around the edges and the tops and bottoms of the grates. We'll take a little bit of elbow grease, just depending on how dirty your grates are. And you can see by the colour of the water here, just how much gunk and grease we're getting off these. Okay, now that we've done the grates, we're letting them dry. We're now washing out the water bowl, and you can see by letting it sit with that degreaser how quickly and easily that was to clean up. Okay, and the final step here is I'm just emptying the ash from our previous cook, and I'm going to give that ash bowl and the bottom grate just a little bit of a wash as well. Okay, so there you go. So we've cleaned down the smoker, we've fully degreased the inside, and as you can see by the colour of the water, it was absolutely filthy. But we've got those grates back to almost looking like brand new, and we've given the whole smoker barrel, the lids, everything a good degrease and a wash down as well. So that's all drying now. So I've started the chimney, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put it all back together. We're going to give the outside a really good oil, and then we're going to season it properly. All right, so the smoker's all back together. It's nice and clean, and the racks have come up like brand new. Definitely able to eat off those now. So last comes the exterior to give it a nice looking shine, make it look like it's brand new. We're going to coat it with a thin coat of oil. Now the easy option is if you've got the spray oil, that's easy. Give it a spray and just wipe with a rag. And if you don't, that's cool. Just use any oil you have, dip it on the rag, and again, just rub that all around. So we're going to cover everything inside and out, and then we're going to drop the coals in and get this thing burning nice and hot. Okay, so we've given the whole smoker now a good coating of oil outside and on the inside. So we've done sprayed all the grates, we sprayed the bowls, we sprayed the inside of the barrel and the inside of the lid, don't forget that. So as you can see, big difference to what it was when we first started this episode, but there's just one final step, and that is we've got to get some heat into it. So we've got the chimney ready to go. We're going to pour that in. That's going to do two things. It's going to help cure the outside with the oil, so it's going to get a little bit smoky. It's also going to help to dry it out. So given that we only washed it a little while ago, it's getting late in the afternoon, we don't want it to stay wet because that's just going to get mold growing again. So let's get the chimney going. We'll throw that in, we'll get it nice and hot, and then we'll finish it up. There you go, there's the final product, and I think it's come a long way from the start of this video to now. It's almost brand new, and I can't wait to do another cook on this smoker. It's currently sitting about 300, like it to get a bit hotter. We might take the water bowl out. We don't have any water in the water bowl, but we might remove that just to bump the heat up, just get it nice and hot, finish that seasoning process. And one thing I will say is I've ordered a cover for this smoker, so I think that's a big tip. If you're leaving your smokers outside, they're in harsh environments, do put a cover on them. It's going to make them last a lot longer. And the other tip is to every now and again just give this a little bit of an oil. So when you're smoking or cooking on it, just rub over, let that season in or keep that shine, builds up a nice barrier, repels the water. It's going to make it last a long time. So I've ordered a cover for my offset as well, so they're due anytime soon. If you've got an old smoker in the shed and you're thinking about throwing it out, don't. Pull it out, restore it, follow the tips in this vid. Probably takes about an hour. You can have it all ready to go, an old Weber, something like that, and you'll be ready to cook on it in no time at all. So if you like this video, we do appreciate if you could give us a thumbs up and support the channel by subscribing, and check us out on our Instagram page at Red Smoke BBQ as well. Until the next video, we'll see you next time.